to join in? When are
Welcome, everybody to Flash Hour, where we go over all things Flash trade. We've got a lot for you this week. We'll be going over what we've done, right? What's coming up, and what significant changes has happened at Flash Trade, as well as stick around because we are having an interview with Durden, which should be a lot of fun. Let's make sure we have the Durden interview sent out. Just making sure everything is in a line. All right. Moving on to state of the trenches.
hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. So this week in crypto sphere / kind of like macro, S&P 500 hit all-time highs, even though everybody was calling for new lows. That world's collapsing around us. All the same stuff that those of us who have been around the crypto space for quite some time are very aware of.
Right. I mean, even I tweeted the same. Like, it's funny how the index keeps outperforming, right? Versus like people, like the fund managers try to be like go all over the place and try to beat the index, but in the end, index is like, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And just an
The crazy thing is everybody always thinks they have the alpha, but the real alpha is just hodling.
right.
The circle I hope
Yeah,
we didn't
talk
jinx
about
it,
hodling.
but yeah, Circle might have crashed a little bit. You know what? I was sitting on
If
Marty Party Space. Shout out to Marty
Mhm.
Party, and he actually called out as soon as it came out. I think it was at
Oh,
like $96, and of course, I was like, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down, and boy, boy was I wrong
man,
on that call. It's over 300, and I was like, oh, brutal.
please tell me you bought the top after our last call.
No.
Shit.
Thankfully, as soon as things shoot up, I typically stay
Mhm.
out of it. I don't
Yeah.
buy the FOMO, as they
The
say.
green windows, not catching them.
Yeah, exactly.
What if Max? What if S&P goes down next week? Should we stop doing the calls? Should
Oh
we
yeah, or
rename
stop
flash
stop
hours to
stop
local?
stop following it.
Yeah. Should we
Stop
rename
making the
flash
calls.
hours to marking local tops?
Well, I mean, obviously, if it's all-time high this week, potentially could see a
Yeah.
retrace. The crazy part is BTC dominance. It does say
Yes.
that here at resistance, but the only thing is what I just charted right before this, and if you go on the daily time frame, BTC um, is actually
At
painting a
resistance.
bullish flag actually. So could it's basically in a
Yeah, I saw
consolidation
that.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
so
that.
I thought actually potentially we might see more BTC dominance. I just think this cycle is a little bit different, and a lot of people underestimated the institutional demand for
Yeah,
BTC. So, but yes, alt season. It does say something about alt season here, so we do have to cover that. But alt season, I definitely still think we're going to see an alt season. I mean, it's the rotation of
yeah.
capital happens
True,
every
true.
single season. So I mean, or cycle. I mean, so yeah, I definitely see that. But
Yeah.
all
I mean, I
FLP
also
pools
look at
outperform. Go ahead.
yeah, I also look at so many altcoins and they have just been in accumulation phase. And I know there is someone in comments who is gonna now tell me that how Fartcoin touched 1 billion. Nope, no comments there. I mean, as soon as I say there hasn't been an all season yet, there's some comment saying this coin just did 100x. I'm like, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
alt
it's
seasons
I
were
mean,
all boats rise. But it was interesting because one interesting thing I actually heard this week was the meme cycle actually the alt season. I thought that was pretty interesting to at least consider because of the flow of capital that happened. But who knows?
yeah,
I'm not Nostradamus. But FLP pools outperformed respective indexes. I just wanted to share this real here. I'm sure Anas will have a few things to say on that too.
right.
But as you can see, we've created a dashboard for our FLPs, all the pools that are available to Flash users, and you can see here. This will be available shortly, but FLP one's just crushing it. That's one of our, I mean, definitely top performing. But you can see also that the remainder of FLP and index, kind of like S&P 500, outperformed their respective asset classes. So it's pretty interesting for sure. We'll get into
Right.
that more once Anas is on stage.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
back
think
to the
I think
charts.
Fartcoin pool really was doing well. I checked the yield on the weekend and it was like 100%. I was like, what the fuck? Should I just sell all my Fartcoin into FLP pool? Yes, the answer is yes for anyone wondering. I don't have any
Go
Fartcoin.
go long fart. Uh, Launchpad like Moonshot and Let's
Yeah,
Bonk
very
gained
interesting.
traction. I don't
Did you
know.
see the monkey
Pump Fund
phone?
has the
It's that is that the new
Monkey Fund?
yeah, what's the new ticker? Someone put it in the chat, please. I think it's monkey phone. Yeah.
Monkey
Even
Fund.
Meow tweeted a long post about it and about Moonshot. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean it's great to see
Moonshot has
mindshare.
potential.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean the question is does Pump Fun need to be worried? I don't think they give a flying fuck.
No, they have such a dominant share right
Yeah,
now. I really,
very
really, really,
dominant.
yeah, doubt that. All right, let's bring Anas up here. Oh, Flash overview. Yep. So we did 16 billion plus in total volume to date, 13.7 million in TVL, and the FLP one price is $1.22. So we are
Yeah,
steadily gaining that dominance.
yes. I think FLP is up like roughly 7 to 8% since our last call. It was
Mhm.
1.1 something. I remember 1.13 on our last call. So yeah, definitely FLP has grown up. Even the TVL seems to have grown up. And where's this alarm clock? The fuck? Is this from
Live,
my mic?
live. Yeah, it's yours. It's fine. But yeah, live TV. We had an alarm and a 5-year-old. But yeah, let's bring a Nas up here for the next part to show what we've done this week and go over some honestly huge updates for Flash. Really increasing speed, sir.
Cheers, everyone.
GMGM.
Every time I see this slide, I'm like, shucks, why do I have to?
That's hilarious. All right. So one of our major improvements this week was mobile, and as well as charts, actually. So chart loading speeds, mobile speeds. We're really focusing heavy on mobile. What are the updates for that?
Yep, we've been trying to work towards making the experience as sexy as possible, and one of the main issues were some of the chart libraries that load were kind of slow, and thankfully we have fixed it thanks to Frost and the team who have
Yes.
spent nights behind it. It has been like they were working on it for like 2 weeks straight to actually understand what was slowing down the charts on
Yep.
mobile. So a lot of work have been went into it, like a lot of iterations, and I'm sure you have also tested so many test links to finally nail down which one was actually working, and we are glad that we right now have the fastest load times in terms of mobile and desktop right now, and looking towards making everything as fast as possible. And overall the idea what we are building towards is to make sure we just remove the abstract the blockchain itself. Like users need not understand if they are interacting with a blockchain application or a web 2 application. So definitely working in that, heading into that direction. And the next thing is, yeah, we added a multiplier, points multiplier up to 1.5x to everyone who deposits into Sandglass to trade their yield tokens.
Yeah.
And FLP3 is slated to launch this week. It's not live right now on LoopScale, but we basically we had to remove wormhole because there were some size restrictions when you interact with programs on chain, and LoopScale was having some issues to get the looping up for FLP3. So yeah, that has been fixed, and we should look forward of adding FLP3 on LoopScale to get your loops out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been really outperforming FLP2. Holy moly. And FLP1 USDC pair. That has been
For sure.
my go-to
For sure.
personally.
Yeah, like if you the slide we were talking about before, the major thing that happened is like every depositor of FLP actually outperformed the underlying asset. So if you
Yeah.
take example of any of the pools, so imagine you are a bull on Jupiter and you had a huge spot back of Jupiter, you were actually down on your spot back of Jupiter instead of, if you had invested that same amount of money in FLP3, which has Jupiter in as an asset. And same goes for fat coin as well. So if you had a bag of fat coin, you would be down on that bag, except if you had deposited into FLP 6. Is that FLP 6 or if it's FLP 7, I
7.
think. Yeah. So you actually outperformed your spot assets performance when you are depositing into any of the indexes that we have right now. And the idea, if you when we launched the liquidity pools, I wrote a blog basically that we really want to build a sort of index which outperforms its underlying assets. And It's been a year and a half, I think, and now I'm finally very happy to see this happening and working towards it, and it's happening. So gonna shout more about it moving ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people would have done, including myself, a lot better if we had just kept more of the bag in the index instead of the direct. But yeah, here, let's switch back to the stage here. And then anything else to go over? I know you were saying that the one of the things you really wanted to talk about was kind of the big infrastructure upgrade that we just did. Did you want to talk about that
Yeah,
now?
yeah. We are actually very happy that no user actually reported any sort of downtime, but we just upgraded a huge infrastructure in terms of the pricing engine to make things much more faster. And this is an upgrade in line to get margin engine v2 live. So this was one major step
Yeah.
that recently happened. It just happened today morning, and we have deployed the new pricing engine, which has the capacity to add more than 200 assets and update them in less than 3 seconds on chain. So a very huge infrastructure upgrade has just went live without even I don't notice to normal users, like they didn't even understand.
Thank God. That's always one of the most stressful things with software and
Yeah.
making a huge update like that. I mean, you're sweating bullets to make sure everything goes smoothly. But yeah, well, it looks like Durden hasn't joined us quite yet, but
All
we'll
right.
move on to the next slide. You had just mentioned that we had a 1.5x multiplier on the voltage points for Sandglass. I think that was
Yep.
just in collaboration with them to, I mean, they reached out to us, and I think it was obviously a good collaboration. They're a great
Yep.
team, and of course, we love supporting them. So
Yeah, basically, like the yield products are one of the backbones of yield bearing assets. The most interesting part about these products is like if you are bullish on the next 6 months on the yield that is being generated by FLP1, you can basically buy the yield at a cheaper price and then expect a higher return when the set product expires. So if you see the deck right now, you see that this pool expires by 4th November. So if you were bullish on higher APY and want to give someone a fixed return on them right now, you can exchange that and basically trade the yield rather than the product and have just the exposure to the yield, which allows you to get fixed returns and not much volatility for the underlying asset.
yeah, one of the most interesting parts was it's PT FLP, and basically if you feel that the yield's going to go down, you can actually trade yield. The other crazy part is I didn't realize in traditional markets like how huge, how massive this market is. I guess it's like a $20 trillion market, something of that nature. I don't know. I just learned that myself when doing the video for Sandglass. By the way, check that out in Flash Trade docs. Put a lot of effort into those docs. But yeah, Durden just jumped up now, so we're gonna pull him on stage, and Nos, we'll bid farewell to you until the next segment. But let me pull Durden on. How you doing, sir?
GM, doing well.
Doing well. I can hear you. You were hanging out in the X spaces, so. But good to have you here. I just wanted you to quickly, I know you well. You might not know this, but you're one of my first CT follows, Lifinity and you on Twitter. So interesting fact about myself. But just to introduce yourself and let the people who may not know you, who are you? What is Sandglass? And give us a quick elevator pitch.
Sure. So yeah, I'm Durden. I've been in crypto for I don't know how long now, maybe like 8 years or something. Been on Solana for like 4 or 5, and I've been with Lifinity, which is it's a DEX on Solana, and that eventually branched out to build Sandglass, which we've been talking about. But yeah, so I've been working with them for about 4 years. Yeah, so Sandglass is a yield trading protocol. So like on a standard decentralized exchange, you trade spot assets. So like if you think the price of something is going to go up, then the obvious play is to buy that asset, because then the price will go up and then you can sell it at a higher price.
Yep.
And yield trading is like basically the same, but instead of the price of the asset, you're betting on the yield of an asset. So just to take FLP, which we recently created a vault for recently,
Yep.
as an example, with the FLP vault, you're trading the yield of FLP. So that doesn't include the change in the price of the underlying assets. I'm just going to mention that because it's a common question. But it includes like all the trading fees, and I forgot if there were a bunch of other fees that FLP earns from, but yeah,
trading fees mainly.
Yeah. So all the sources of yield that go into the APY that's shown in the UI for FLP, that's what you're trading. So if you think that those fees are going to increase in the future, then you would buy YT, which is the yield token, which represents the yield on the token. And if, on the other hand, you think the yield is going to decrease, then you would buy the principal token, which would allow you to get a fixed yield, regardless of any change in the APY. So that's the gist of how Sandglass works and what it enables.
And then also the pool. Explain the pool for like where does that what does the it's basically LP, but it's like a YT PT pair, and then explain that so that users can understand like when they're depositing their FLP into the actual pool, the underlying pool. What does that mean?
Yeah, so this is also very similar to like your standard DEX. In particular, like I think it's easiest to understand relative to like a constant product market maker. So that's where you just like deposit two of the same assets. The difference from a constant product market maker is that you don't need to deposit 50-50, or you would deposit according to whatever the current pool balance is. So if there's more PT in the pool than there is YT in the pool, then you're also going to be depositing more PT than YT. But our UI takes care of all those little details for you. There's different.
Does a great job.
Yeah. Like there's different modes for depositing, so like it's quite simple. But but like so you retain exposure to both PT and YT if you're an LP. But on top of the respective yields that they each have, you also get trading fees from being an LP. So
yeah, pretty awesome. It's one of my favorite little investments there. You decided to build a yield trading protocol specifically. Why is yield trading so important for accelerating DeFi adoption, and what gap were you seeing in the market? Why did you specifically go after protocol Sandglass?
Yeah, so I actually don't know if I would go out so far as to say that it is like key to accelerating DeFi adoption. However, I will say that in the TradFi market, the trading of yield, although it's not talked about in those terms, it is a giant market, and like there's trillions, hundreds of trillions of volume per year. Which is like so much crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, so like the opportunity there is huge. There isn't as much of a demand for it yet, I would say, but I think that's because the TradFi assets, for which there is so much trading volume, those assets aren't on chain yet. So, but that's happening obviously because like RWAs is like a thing that's accelerating. So yeah, I mean that's coming, and I think eventually the trading on chain will be as large as it is in TradFi, if not larger.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I said, after doing the research for our docs on Sandglass, everything yield, like I was blown away by the traditional market size. I was like, this is insane. So it was a great market to get into. But you guys previously built Lifinity and pioneered the dark AMM pool back in 2022. How do you see DeFi evolving on Solana now? And where does yield trading fit into that bigger picture down the road, obviously, like you said?
Yeah, I mean, that is a big and hairy question. How is DeFi evolving on Solana? It's like there's many facets to it, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like I guess with respect to Lifinity and the DEX space, because I guess that's where my expertise is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
To summarize it, like the competition is getting fierce. That's what's happening. So like when we started Lifinity, you had a few concentrated liquidity market makers, namely Orca and Radium were the main ones, and then you had some order book dexes, especially. Oh wow, I'm blanking. The one that FTX built.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
Wow.
Is it Serum?
Serum, thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah, no
Serum
worries.
was a thing, and it actually had like quite good volume.
Yeah, for sure.
So and like they were our main competitor, like more than Radium or Orca was. And like now the landscape is just unrecognizable from back then. Like so you still have the concentrated liquidity market makers, and they have a bunch of volume. But and there's also order book dexes, and their infrastructure improved, but actually like the volume on order book dexes is like quite small right now. Then you have other dark AMMs because others saw that our model was like very successful. So there's now at least 3, I'll just call them copycats. They essentially copied our model, and so now all of us are competing with each other and quoting tighter spreads to try to get more volume. And then on top of that, you also have RFQ, so request for quote. So like basically traditional market makers working through it's like specialized infrastructure provided by like DFlow and Jupiter. And so it provides a way for them to market make that's probably more convenient for them than through order books, where they have to like post and cancel orders repeatedly, which is like costly. So like, yeah, the bottom line is like it's very competitive, which is a good for traders, for sure. Because they get better prices.
Well, if there's anybody who could do it, it's the Lifinity team. That's without a doubt. Looking ahead, what should people be watching for on Sandglass and Lifinity? Any existing developments or integrations that are coming up that you're excited about?
Yeah, so with Lifinity, we are basically just improving our market making algo. But as the name Dark AMM implies, that's not something we really talk about in much detail because it is alpha.
Yeah, of course.
But with Sandglass, we're continuing to expand the assets that we support. New vaults, both the standard vaults as well as the point markets. And actually, we just launched one an hour ago, CETES from Etherfuse. And we're continuing to expand the assets we support. So yeah, that's the main thing we're working on.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw you you have Carrot here too. When was that listed? Was that just listed?
That was recent too. That was maybe a couple of days ago.
Yeah, Carrot got listed. Yeah, I see a few things here. Sweet. So we got that to look forward to on the Sandglass platform. All right. Well, before we wrap up, a little off topic, but what were your guys' thoughts on the launch pad, like Moonshot? You heard us talk about it. Let's Bonk coming up in the space. What's your hot take on that?
So I'm not much
More
of
launch
a
pads?
I'm not much of a meme coin trader at all. But
Me neither. No.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's obviously like tons of there's tons of demand for it. It does seem like an attention game,
Hmm.
where like it's very rare for an asset to maintain attention for a long time. Like things eventually fade away, and you forget about it, and it's like, so maybe someone will mention it, and be like, oh yeah, that thing existed. Totally hadn't heard about that in like months.
Yeah.
That's like the state of like most things. So
I think months is giving it a bit of a bit much. I think it's more like days or maybe a week if they're lucky.
yeah,
Especially in the meme space, man. Oh, it moves too fast for me. I knew that from the start. This cycle, I was like, this is just too much. I'm just going to focus on what building and keeping my core assets, focusing on the core teams that I love and that I've honestly been DCing in for quite a while. So.
yeah, no, same for me. So like, it's like I don't have much insight into the psychology of a meme coin trader,
Yeah.
takes a takes a certain approach to be able to like be in that space and like just like try to be up to date like every
Oh,
second, make sure you don't
for
miss
sure.
something. Like, damn, that's like dedication.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Actually, I kind of admire it because it's like, man, these guys are deep in the trenches, and I just don't have the time, honestly, mental bandwidth to just do the research that some of these guys do. It's actually a skill all on its own for sure.
for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, where can people find you or get involved with what you guys are building? Like, where would you want to point somebody?
Yeah, so you can find me at Durden Wannabe on Twitter. Lafinity is Lafinity_IO, and Sandglass is Sandglass_SO. Yeah, and then join us on our Discords. That's where our communities are most active. Happy
Yeah.
to answer any questions, or there's a lot of resources where you can learn more about our respective products. So yeah, hope to see you there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Been in Sandglass since the very start with the Sandglass symbol when you guys first launched the secret. So yeah, I've been in your Discords for a long time. So everybody can also find me in there. You can ping me. But I appreciate your time. And of course, if anybody wants to find out anything more, visit the Lifinity X space or sorry, X page or Sandglass page. And then you can also visit our docs, which have a very, very thorough breakdown of how to use Sandglass, as well as you'll be able to see the bald janitor explain Sandglass in detail for you. So thanks again.
Really appreciate making that page, by the way. It's awesome. And thanks for
man.
having me.
Talk to you soon. All right. Now, back to it. We're going to jump right into what is coming up next. Hey, boss. You meme trading right now? Is that what you're doing? What are you trading?
I was just testing something on mobile, and
I'm just joking.
since you are streaming, I have to test some things out.
Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, as soon as I get off, it's back in the broom closet and testing Flash Trade. All right, what's coming up next for Flash Trade?
Yeah, I am more than excited to for the earn page. It's a very interesting revamped version, which will give any normie or a pro trader a full width of understanding of their deposits and a simple card view of all the pools that we offer at Flash. I think that has been the case which I really wanted to put out, and it is finally ready with neat animations. We've also got some interesting developers to get the front end much smoother to work. So that is also coming. And the next thing is, like, we've been in talks with Pyth for the last 2 weeks to get FLP1. I think this week we finally get the green light, and once FLP1 feeds are live, you can expect a host of integrations to go live. One of them is Camino, I'm sure, and another is like Carrot, which is a yield aggregation platform. lending
Yep.
yield aggregation platform, something like that. So an interesting integration with that. And yeah, I think we've got the DXY listed on Pyth. It's live right now, and I have to go through the analyzing the feeds for DXY, and for SPY probably will have an answer by this weekend, where we'll have SPY on Pyth for Solana. And then once these two assets are live, we can list them and finally, go ahead having an index to trade, as well as both are indexes actually. First one is like with the dollar index, and the second one is the index of all the stocks. And the next
Yep.
thing is like one of the most requested features, where people trading all the real world assets need a time, because sadly TradFi worlds actually sleeps and touches grass during weekends. So we would be looking forward to add a timer on the UI, which would give you a prompt that the markets are going to close or going to open in X amount of time from where you are logging in into Flash. So these things are coming, and along with that, a very interesting mode is going to also come, which I'm not going to talk about because we are still it's still under works, and it is planned, but it is still under works. Probably will go live next month, and I think it will be first of its kind on Solana, and we would be the only place to make that happen, thanks to the stuff that we have built till date. So yeah, I have this whiteboards here. So I was just checking the whiteboards and seeing if I should leak some of the alpha. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for what's coming in the next few weeks. But a lot more things are underway in terms of what we say, the V2 upgrade, and probably the Futaki proposal, which should come along around the end of this epoch.
Yep, that's coming up. And just got breaking news here that the first Sol ETF, staking ETF, is live. Uses, yeah, I think so. It says, oh, is approved. So first Sol ETF is approved. That's amazing. I'm sure that will reflect in the charts for sure.
For sure, for sure. I think it just reflected on FLP as well. I have the FLP chart up, and I was like, why is it going up?
All right. Yeah, all that bullish news. FLP, man. I really love to see it. I mean, that's one of the main focuses that we've had. Sorry, his mic's messed up.
No worries.
One of the main focuses we have is integrations with FLP, and I really love to see it getting adopted, because, and obviously more as well. So we're really working hard to do that. I mean, the more we have throughout the ecosystem, the better. FLP1's already super well integrated, and honestly, one of the battle tested indexes that we have. So
Yeah, one thing I want to add is like we always want to build something that we ourselves put money in. And to be honest, all my monies are in FLP, and I'm very happy to see it outperform the market. And I would work towards this direction where it actually outperforms, because it's my portfolio as well. And I think when you are building things that you use for yourself, you tend to make it much better than anything else, because it's your bag as well. So as a
yeah,
founder, my 2 cents is always like, if you are not the power user of what you are building, then I don't know who you are building for.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have some of my capital in there as well. Actually, like I said before, I just said earlier, I honestly wish I would have put a lot more. Basically,
I'm losing
because,
it now.
well, yeah, as you can see, I would have been a lot better off for sure. I was getting hammered on some of my investments, like Jupe. That was actually one. When you mentioned that, I felt that to my soul. I was like, oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was definitely one that hurt. But there's a lot to go around. And then if you guys want to learn anything more about FLP, docs were just updated actually with an FLP specific video that breaks down where, how that works, what exactly is FLP and everything else. So if you go to the FLP page on our docs, you will see that they're live now. So, all right. Any other updates that we needed that were coming up? I wanted to get I was going to try to share some alpha here, but the earn page to just give a little sneak peek.
Right. Let me try to find the URL of the latest deployment that we are testing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing is too is that docs have been updated for FAF staking. If you haven't been there recently, we have now a Japanese version, so we've translated all the docs into Japanese. And that will be expanded even further into different languages. So if you do, if you would like to see it in Spanish, French, Russian, Korean, whatever language, get in the Discord, get loud, and maybe yours will be next. We can translate all the docs in there. So we're trying to localize it so to best serve our community. The Japanese traders will actually be there in Japan as well here shortly in August with the Super Team Japan. So shout out to them. I really appreciate their support for helping us with the docs as well, correcting some of my errors since I'm the lead guy who takes care of docs for Flash Trade.
Sure.
Oh, did you get me that link? Oh, we did. Oh, man. Let's do it. All right. A little alpha here for everybody on the live. I'm going to snippet this out so only you guys get it. Let's see. I'm just kidding. We'll add it to share screen. Where is it? It's lost. Is that it? That is not it. Let's see. Little live technical difficulties here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Can you guys see it? Add to stage, remove. Boom. All right. Let's get to the, yes, look at that. That's beautiful. So yeah, it's a significant upgrade. I mean, if you're looking at our earn page now and you look at this, it's just a lot easier to digest and kind of visually more appealing. So for me, definitely a huge upgrade. And then you see that transition. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Love to see it. But yeah, this is the alpha for this stream. All right. Well, enough of the alpha. We'll move back to. We'll bring Rashid up. Oh. And he's off the stream, so it's just me. Well, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you joining. If you guys have any questions, I mean, obviously we can do a Q&A. I don't see any questions right now that are pressing. The big news is that the Sol ETF just got approved. That's huge news for the space. It's great news for everybody in Solana, including Flash Trade. Don't forget to stake your FAF. FAF gives you rev share, also gives you trading fee discounts, and also obviously you get your referral bonus as you rank up through that. And if you want to learn any more about FAF, why you should stake it, why you should buy FLP, of course, I love plugging it because we worked so hard on it, but the docs are there and they're available to you and they're continually improving. Any improvements that you have for me, let me know. And of course, as always, traders, I'll see you in the markets.